I've definitely used words at work and people go, what the fuck are you talking about?
Do you have certain words that you can't help but mispronounce? It's like...
Oh.
Yeah.
I had one of those for the longest time, and I said it forever until probably I was like 21.
Yeah.
It was, I was saying amalgam as opposed to amalgam.
Yeah.
Oh, amalgam.
Yeah.
Because there was this one-off comic, I guess it was a series, but it was like a weird off-brand comic that was... Amalgam Comics, and it was like called like JSA, Justice Society, and it was like Marvel Comics mashed with DC Comics.
Yeah.
So it was like Wolverine combined with Batman. It was like Nightclaw or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It was all these alt universe.
Yeah.
And there was Amalgam Comics, but I was like young and middle school. Had never heard this word.
Amalgam.
And I just thought it was amalgam. I just thought it was a name. You know, but now it's like, it was called fucking amalgam because that's exactly what it is. It's an amalgam. Yeah. But yeah, I remember saying that in front of my friends. I never said it out loud until one time. And then my friends were like, wait, what the fuck did you just say? Amalgam? They just laughed their ass off for like 10 minutes and you're like, you're a fucking idiot.
Like, quinoa, I definitely thought was quinoa. Yeah.
Quinoa.
Because I never heard that word when I saw it written somewhere. I was like, how am I supposed to know?
No one's supposed to know how to... If you're an English speaker, no one's supposed to look at a French word and just know how to say it.
Well, no,
they're not intuitive.
There's enough words...
Is quinoa French?
Maybe.
That is... Fucking if it's not, I'd be surprised. Let's just put it that way.
What I say divisive wrong.
Divisive?
Yeah, and I feel like an idiot every
I've had
time.
arguments
Some
about...
people say... words like... With Y's, like dynasty, some people use the
dynasty?
Dynasty, or like... well,
they're idiots. They're fucking retards.
I'm not saying I do that.
Dynasty?
The dynasty.
The dynasty.
Hell, if I have to die, it's gonna be nasty.
I used to... This isn't a mispronunciation, but I used to think that the Civil War was called the Silver War. And I wasn't even reading it right. I just heard people talk about it, and I used to think it was a war about...
I had trouble with Colonel.
War about silver.
Sure.
Yeah, Colonel.
Colonel.
Yeah, we rock and rolling.
Colin.
I was gonna look something up on here.
It's a colonoscopy. That's what it's called when you get promoted to a colonel.
A coloneloscopy. It's like a...
You're fucking...
It's like core and corpse.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Words, man.
We need rainbow.
Culinary is supposed to be pronounced culinary. You ever heard that?
Oh, stop.
That's true.
That can't be true. There's
nothing cooler.
It's the Hair Club for movies. Hair Club for movies. We pronounce movies like movies.
It's almost never cool. I remember Kelsey Grammer was on David Letterman once. And he was talking. Yeah. Well, that's more pronunciation. And, yeah.
Cool. Hair Club for movies.
This is a movie club podcast where we do not often talk about the movies.
Yeah, well, sometimes we talk about words.
I've already said my name. I mean,
my name is Michael.
Yeah.
I'm Drew.
You also interrupted me, so. This week it was Andrew's pick.
It was a fun family flick.
Yeah, it was.
Oh God, do you watch this for fun? Like
what?
This is a very upsetting movie.
Of course it is.
One of the most upsetting movies I've ever had to watch.
I think this is the first time.
Platoon, for those listening.
Yeah.
This is the first
time
you
were supposed to say it.
You were in the middle of saying it, and then you asked me a question.
We usually pass it off
mid-sentence.
There's a theme of passing it off to the person that had it.
All right, go.
Haven't you been doing this? You picked it, fool.
Yeah, I know.
So Platoon was upsetting. I liked it, though.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time I watched it. That's the main reason I picked it.
Oh, you had not seen it before? Okay,
yeah, right.
I forgot that.
I wanted to see it. And I'm guessing you didn't see it before either?
No, I think I might have seen... Yeah. I probably had seen parts when I was like...
Everyone's seen the Willem Dafoe.
Well, because it's the cover.
Yeah,
it's the cover of the DVD.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked up. Like,
yeah, because that's such a good moment that you wish you hadn't have seen it
And
before.
also I've seen Tropic Thunder, so I kind of know
this
what's going to happen.
I love Tropic Thunder, too.
Me too, but it's so funny after watching this to see how many things are just like... Obviously, that whole movie just references to Vietnam movies, but I've never seen really any of them. Yeah. I've never seen Apocalypse Now.
I've seen Apocalypse Now once. And,
I've seen Hearts of Darkness, the documentary about the making of Apocalypse Now.
I haven't seen it.
But I haven't seen Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
which says a lot about me.
What did you guys think? Like it? You already said you liked it.
Yeah.
How about you?
Oh,
Senor Drew.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely hard to watch. Mm-hmm. And I watched it first thing in the morning too.
Oh, okay.
Because we were supposed to record anyway.
Yeah. Hey, I apologize once. I don't think I need to go further.
You didn't apologize on the record. All right.
No, it's okay. It was like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Do we need to like do a summation?
I will do the summation.
This is as follows:
You'll do it.
Go for it. Young Tommy Cruise.
No.
No. I said Tom Cruise last time. I don't know why.
All right, you go ahead.
It's young Charlie Sheen. I think his name's Chris, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those movies where it's the story about like, a new guy going into like
coming of age in the army.
It's like a high school movie. It's like, he's a freshman, we're all seniors, and we fucking hate him. But it's not like that. He comes into Vietnam and starts to see how broken down this platoon is and how like the chain of command is like sort of upside down, where this lieutenant who's in charge is sort of a bitch and takes orders from this much more badass sergeant beneath him.
Yeah. Are you talking about Tom Berenger character?
Tom Bergeron.
Bergeron.
When I saw Tom Berenger, my mind immediately goes to Tom Bergeron. Did you ever watch the Hollywood Squares?
Oh yeah,
with Whoopi
I know who you're
Goldberg?
talking about.
I always think of the singer from The National. It's like it's almost the exact same name, I think.
Okay. Anyway,
maybe spelled different.
Sorry, dyslexia moment.
Focus.
Yeah, focus. Anyway, he shows up, and long story short, this platoon eventually gets to the small village in Vietnam, and they're looking for the Viet Cong, and they find weapons and food that's gonna obviously be for the Viet Cong. But they sort of do that.
I think it's notable. It's right after they walked into a trap.
Yes.
And there's a really grotesque scene where somebody gets their arms blown off because of a
like you see like the Vietnamese army really hurting this like platoon in like a serious way. They're not like this Americanized super badass like we destroy everything we come up against. They're sort of
it's real ass. It's kids. They're fucking just kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're the ones getting fucked up at this point in history. So
yeah,
they're angry and they want to like change it. So they get to the village,
all tripping balls on LSD.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, half of them are.
Yeah.
And the other half are like just fucking
insane
meatheads. Yeah,
ready to. Yeah, exactly.
Just fucking just ready to kill shit. Anyway, the meatheads fucking come into the village and kill some innocent people. Yeah. Meanwhile, the potheads see this happen. And
I think they're smoking hash or possibly.
I thought it was
opium too.
Or both.
I mean,
probably. I think anyway.
I think they did a lot of
all
stuff.
of it. Yeah, whatever they could. Yeah,
I love that scene, by the way. Yeah. Anyway,
that's exactly where I would be.
Sergeant Barnes, and then there's also this pothead sergeant who's also a badass.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe's character was Sergeant Elias.
Nice.
Elias. Now,
I had to look his name up because they always like rush through his name, and it sounds like they're just saying less.
Subtitles, guys. Yeah. Subtitles.
Well, I just looked it up.
Yeah,
I was like, Dafoe was awesome in those movies.
Fucking my favorite character. I have that in my notes.
Yeah.
Dafoe, Elias is my boy. That's what I wrote.
He is. We called
not a foe.
Last week we called him a handsome young goblin.
Handsome young goblin,
which he is.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what he was born to play the goblin.
Yeah.
One of the more interesting bits of trivia I found about this movie is that Berenger and Dafoe were cast opposing their normal typecast.
Yeah, they actually.
So Berenger was the villain, Dafoe's the hero.
Because Dafoe plays like since he's a goblin.
Early on in their career, villain in Willem Dafoe's career at least.
But I do think it's interesting that I think a lot about stereotypes that we apply to villain characters, and Berenger's horribly scarred the whole movie. It's just like it's easy.
Well, that was cool though.
I want to see a real handsome villain. I want to see Gaston.
Gaston.
There are plenty of handsome villains.
He was Gaston in a way, but there was no girl though.
There was.
There was a girl.
They raped a bunch of them. Yeah, I think it's that right.
Well, there was one. There was one definite like no questions.
Because he says like, what does he say? He says
get your dicks in order.
Yeah, get your dicks in order. What
was that, Junior?
Fucked.
Yeah,
she's like a tiny little girl too. Yeah. So
I know
Which
and that was right after Bunny kills the one-legged man and the old woman.
Just did you see his? See, I've never seen brains like that, man.
Man, dude,
that guy. I would have shot him.
I went to
just for not wanting to sleep next
with
to him.
15 of those dudes.
Oh, really?
Oh, at least. Yeah.
Did you go to? I mean, people that went off into the military, or just assholes?
Oh, just that guy, like that could have, that I could, or that they're put in that position. That's what they would do.
There was what is it? Spam inside their brain, basically, just like canned meat. Is just their head,
just right above ape.
Yeah.
Well,
probably not even.
No, I mean just like simple dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like simple angry dudes.
All the animalistic instincts. That's like all it is.
They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't think that's even an animalistic instinct to beat the shit out of someone. I think it's weird.
It's the power. It's like that taste of power.
Oh, I
think that maybe the two of the most like human things to feel are like lust and like I guess just lust, because like either way, you're trying to either it's sexual lust or like violent lust. I think they're both very related and natural.
Well, you can use lust in terms of like desire.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
but that
lust implies
exactly. Lust implies something else. The desire to either like have sex or like
That's a
create
desire,
or destroy.
Lust is like a desire to satisfy.
To create or destroy. Yeah.
But I think that's the difference between our animal nature and maybe what we hope to strive beyond.
Sure. But I'm saying it's ingrained in us.
Yeah.
And I feel like being human is like dealing with those
My
things.
next movie pick actually is going to deal with that sort of dichotomy.
Oh, just like the one about monkeys.
Yes.
Oh, it's the new. It's just
Mighty Joe Young.
Shit. No. The original one too.
Anyway, I'm gonna get into some of my notes because I guess the summation's over.
Here's something we haven't really said about Oliver Stone. Two things. Oliver Stone is uncredited in the movie.
What? What do you mean?
As an actor,
he's one of the. I noticed. I thought it was him, and then I looked it up.
I don't know what he looks like.
That.
I can't.
There's a scene where there's like a bunker getting blown up, and he's like on the phone, like, and he looks, and it's like the whole thing gets blown up. And he's an American. Like,
wait a minute. Was it when that Vietnam guy ran in with the grenade?
I don't remember. Or there's a lot of explosion scenes.
Okay, never mind.
Anyway, that, and also he was in Vietnam. And he was one of the first or only directors that served in Vietnam to make a movie about Vietnam.
Holy shit! I didn't know.
And he
that.
wrote it too, so I feel like I wonder where is his perspective.
Oh.
Is he supposed to be Charlie Sheen, or is he like someone?
Regardless of who he's supposed to be, what he put in the movie was just like.
Well, but what I'm saying is like where. Not he probably isn't supposed to be any of these characters, but
he's not like Sergeant Barnes.
Wonder what his
so one of the
maybe it is Charlie.
One of the more interesting things about Charlie Sheen's character Chris is that he volunteered to join the army. Almost everybody else was drafted, or had no choice because of like their social standing. I mean, Oliver Stone's a director. I feel like he probably came from some money.
Sure. Maybe
So.
It's possible. That's maybe not a lot of money, but
we're making some assumptions, right?
That's for sure.
But I think that's probably right.
Well, I bet that he at the time wasn't even thinking about directing, if that makes sense. I doubt he was in directing school and then was like, I'm going to go to Vietnam. I think he went to Vietnam, experienced who knows, and then came back and was like, all right, I need to tell some stories.
There's no way you can't come back not changed from something like that.
I always forget when I watch Vietnam movies, I always forget that the draft was the biggest part of the Vietnam War. The fact that people went over there that did not want to go over there.
Yeah, actually, he dropped out of Yale.
I can't imagine.
Christ.
Oliver Stone dropped out of Yale to become a soldier in the Vietnam War. So he was from money.
Yeah, Yale. Jesus. Okay, so he was obviously Charlie Sheen. No, I mean, how couldn't he be?
What
Parallels.
Yeah, parallels.
What else? Oh, I'm
going to get into some of my notes.
Candyman. I don't know. That's the first note I have. Is because guy that plays Candyman.
One of my favorite.
He's one of the.
Yeah, he's not a bad guy.
You hadn't seen that movie until recently, right?
Yeah, somebody, a friend of ours from the sandwich shop. Mm-hmm. It was around Halloween, and I love scary movies. I love things that really scare me. And I asked her, I want to see something that's really gonna frightened
That
me.
movie fucked me up when I was a kid.
And you know what? After seeing it, it wasn't like cheesy. I thought it was a decent film, all in all. Like
It's scary, dude.
Scary as
I haven't
hell.
seen it in a long time, but
Really good.
It scared the shit out of me.
I like that sort of like folktale horror.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where they like invented a background story for this monster that was really as interesting as the story that plays out.
And you could you can look in the mirror and do it at the middle of the night, and it's gonna scare you. You know what I mean? That's the shit that goes beyond the movie. Like,
that gets right into like your home, like just out of the movie theater.
It's like Psycho and The Shower.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
I still
permanent.
I
always keep the shower
Jaws in the
ocean.
In the ocean, yeah. But that's
the entire ocean.
That's a little different. It's a little different.
Still, like the same thing.
A shark can definitely.
It's funny how like movies can like affect. Like after I got out of the movie theater from seeing Number 23, and like I would like my friend and I would see it everywhere after that.
Wait, what's Number 23? Is that one
with Jim Carrey?
I never saw that.
Oh yeah,
I never saw it either. Actually,
it's a good movie.
Is it? There's like
it's like a psychological thriller. Like he's obsessed with it, and then shit ensues.
It's about how the mind can trick you. Your own mind
like
can
blue
believe
car
you.
syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Sort of like if you are thinking about blue cars, you see a lot more blue cars.
Yeah.
And you think that there's more comments just because it's in the back of your mind.
Or anything. Like you
even
get a
if
new...
you're not actively thinking about something, your mind's working on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And, yeah.
A lot of people who are conspiracy theorists will be like, "Oh, this was faked," and then they only see things that
like
prove that it was
landing.
faked. Yeah,
It's true.
exactly like the moon landing.
We've already covered that.
One of my first notes that I wanted to say. I'm sorry. I don't know how to preference this. I don't want to just say it because it's gonna. Excuses are like assholes.
Yeah,
everyone's got one. That is the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life.
You've never
Are
heard
you talking
someone
about the
say
scene
that?
where when Chris is accused of falling asleep when everybody was asleep?
Yeah,
actually?
yeah.
And what's his name from Scrubs is yelling at him.
Oh yeah,
From Scrubs.
Dr. Cox.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
His name is John C. McGinley, plays Sergeant O'Neill.
O'Neill. Okay, yeah. Anyway, the reason I put it down is because you could fucking interchange assholes with any.
But that's a term. Like
You've
that's
never
like
heard
a
that phrase?
phrase.
That's the first time I've heard it though.
Oh, really?
It's the first time I've
Where
heard it.
have you lived?
Not on a farm, I suppose.
A farm? I didn't know
Wherever this comes from. I don't know where this comes from.
No, I've definitely heard that
Humans.
before. Yeah.
I've heard that a lot in my life.
Assholes. Shit comes out of them. Excuses are like assholes.
Ooh.
They're tight.
I don't think that is across the board.
You can play with it in so many different ways.
The asshole?
Can play with
No.
assholes.
You can play
Well,
with
yes,
the
you're
asshole
right. You can do
in
that
many
too.
ways.
Anyway, my second note is...
You don't need to get
my favorite...
weird about playing with assholes. Everybody does it.
I mean, I play with mine, but
You just gotta
not
warm it up.
assholes, not plural.
You just gotta warm it up sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, you gotta count backwards. Like, start saying I'm 40 days in or something. I love that perspective that like I forget the character's name who said that. I don't think he was consequential.
I know what you mean.
Sort of like an extra, but he said it because what was Charlie Sheen's character was like I got 350 days or something like that.
Yeah, 352 days or some shit.
Yeah, and the guy's like, man, you can't start thinking like that. You got to start thinking
Yeah.
backwards, because I love the way he said backwards, because counting up isn't really backwards. Counting up is sort of like...
It's just the opposite.
Yeah, you're just saying, like, reverse your...
But that's just psychologically, it sort of sets a tone of the thought process.
You have to fuck yourself up
in
in
order to deal with this.
Even stay any kind of sane there.
Yeah, I love that. And then also, right after that, I think his name is King. King's character. When they're cleaning out the
Candyman.
Yeah. Oh, it's Candyman?
That's who plays...
You mean... Okay, never mind.
Sorry.
I thought you were talking about that was his nickname.
No,
that's not Candyman.
Nope.
Okay, anyway, King said after Charlie Sheen was talking about, I forget what he was saying, but he was like, you gotta be rich in the first place to think like that anyway.
Oh, right.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that had to have come straight from Oliver Stone.
Oh, I bet that was something from his journal.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of this, I'm sure, like, maybe not, I'm sure... If he were involved in a fucking, like, a platoon that was killing each other and shit, he would... Maybe it did happen. Maybe it's just completely...
Well, I'm sure there was some controversy, but I doubt that anyone
I don't think there was much controversy. I mean, this was 20 years after Vietnam or what? When did
no.
Vietnam end?
When controversy with Oliver Stone being in that platoon, I doubt they killed each other.
You're right.
But I think stuff like that might have happened.
Just like people
I'm
butting
sure.
heads.
I mean, what are some
happened.
other? I know a few other really good stories from Vietnam, like Good Morning Vietnam. You guys seen that?
I haven't seen that.
Robin Williams.
I don't think I have.
It's really good, and it's another. It shows like another side where these Viet Cong agents are like have infiltrated the society of the military bases to a degree. And that's a good movie. Harvey Pekar did an American Splendor one-off called Unsung Hero.
Really?
Where he interviewed someone I think he worked with in real life that fought in Vietnam, and it's almost, I don't think there's any battles in the entire like series of comics. It's all about his experience being there and doing a boatload of drugs. And
that was most people's experience.
And he told stories about
Robert Crumb?
No, Picard did American Splendor.
No, I know, but he didn't draw. He just wrote them.
No, I have it up here. The artist for that was David Coulier.
Dave Coulier?
Yeah.
From Full House? Of Alanis Morissette fame?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, I know he got a lot of different other people to draw.
Yeah. Well, at least that's
cool.
the first one. He might have had different.
Yeah, I think every one was different.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah, I wrote down Elias, my boy, but right under that, Ra is fucking badass. That's R-A-H, Ra.
Yeah.
Was the dude with the staff.
The sun god. He was pounding his chest at the end.
I fucking loved that scene.
Francisco Quinn.
I don't know why. Francisco Quinn?
Yeah, that's the actor.
Huh. I've not heard of him.
I'm glad, in that scene especially, I'm glad that Keith David's character is leaving, and he's all excited to leave. I was just like, alright, he's gonna get shot or something. Mm-hmm. But no.
Oh, who?
Well, in that scene you're talking about, where he's... You mean... Keith David is the character...
Yeah, he's he's got his arms
No, Keith David is the one leaving.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He's from Requiem for a Dream.
Never mind, I think he had that awesome...
Shit. Mass Effect.
That awesome line. It says...
he's
See you in the
Keith
hospital,
David
we're gonna get high as fuck.
Yeah,
I loved that line so much, I don't know why. It felt like he really meant it.
Well, everybody
oh man, we're gonna get high as fuck. He wasn't even hiding it, I love it.
Because everybody was
happy
psyched to get injured, because that means...
Yeah, he stabbed himself in the fucking
leg
to get out of
leave early.
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh yeah, I wrote that down. King got the fuck out of there.
Someone told me a story about soldiers in Vietnam. They would leave, put banana or peanut butter on their toes so rats would bite them, so they could get an injury.
Oh yeah, that actually was sort of what Junior was doing.
He was spraying mosquito
mosquito
when he was getting
and irritating his skin intentionally with mosquito.
Well, yeah, he got
to make
athlete's
it look,
foot,
to make it
really
look
bad
like
athlete's foot or whatever. Because you would get moisture in your socks. You don't change your socks and shit forever.
Yeah.
Then
that's another theme in this movie that isn't in a lot of war movies. Is the very truthful sort of tone of no one wanting to do anything that is going to slightly put them in danger. Like they
Unless they
were
really
all,
did and they loved it.
But this war, in particular, I think they show how the opposing forces raised the stakes. Like there was no rules. They were fine to
just
leave. Scatter mines across the jungle.
Booby traps, those tunnels that they sort of showed Willem Dafoe going through, but in Vietnam, that was the scariest thing anyone could ever do.
Yeah.
They sort of made Willem Dafoe look like he
which
just...
Part?
When Willem Dafoe goes in this little hole and is going through the tunnels, that's like a Vietnam staple, or like a very notable...
Yeah.
Occurrence. Yeah, occurrence. That only really happened in Vietnam. Those elaborate mile-long tunnels where all the Viet Cong, I should say, were staying in. They kept a lot of their weapons in. They staged their attacks from. It was terrifying when soldiers would just one at a time go in with a flashlight and a pistol and hope that someone didn't know they were coming because they would get fucked up or captured. Yeah, or just straight up
way worse.
Yeah. You could go down there and just have a gang of them just fucking grab you, and then you're all of a sudden in fucking hell. You're under the ground. No one knows if you're dead, coming back, whatever. Scary as shit.
Yeah, I try to avoid war movies for that. Just because it's
you don't like seeing.
I don't. It's just.
It's a different kind of.
It's because of how I get fully invested in movies.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I feel pain. Like I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I know what you mean.
feel the
I
discomfort.
have a physical reaction. To movies. Like,
well, it's interesting though because
it's not because I dislike it. It's just like it's.
Yeah, I'm that way with.
I have a reaction
like
to it.
horror movies,
Sure.
scary movies. Like I avoid them because they put me in like this. Not like other people enjoy them, and I get
They put you in a place that you don't want to be.
Yeah, they put me in a place I don't want to be.
Well, that's life, though, right?
Yeah.
Full of change.
You should.
Yeah,
You should go. You should go there.
Loved,
Honestly.
Yeah.
I enjoy that discomfort. I like being pushed out of my comfort zone. Like although this movie was upsetting to me, I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah.
I had a good time watching it. It's like, yeah. So,
I guess I like movies like this.
Yeah.
I guess I really enjoy dramas. My friends have made this observation about me. That
yeah,
I'm a very
I
dramatic
think Max
person.
you
said
don't
that
have
you
to-
only like things with movies where dudes have guns.
That's not true.
Or swords.
That's not true.
Swords,
Just because
yes.
that's an interest of mine doesn't mean that that's the only movie I've watched or like. The next movie I'm picking actually has one of those.
All the movies you picked, if they've either had to do with war or swords or art. And that's, I mean, all of the things you like.
I'm going to pick another one and you're going to lump that into the category next. And eventually you'll be, Andrew's a well-rounded person.
No.
You're judging me on 4 movies
So
that I picked.
You've only picked 4 movies?
4.
You gotta start winning,
that's-
I know.
little so-and-so.
Maybe more, actually, at this point.
So one of my
Probably 6, I
favorite
don't know.
quotes was from the villain Sergeant Barnes, Tom Berenger's character.
Mhm.
After he's killed Elias, and I think Chris is, has
Confronting
an
him.
idea about what actually happened. He says, "I am reality. There's the way it ought to be and the way it is."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a good summation
Of
this,
his worldview.
entire- Yeah.
Of his, that's a portrait of a man that has fucking gone into the abyss.
Yeah.
And is never coming back. Yeah.
Well, that's Vietnam. I mean,
Fucking I am reality, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's kind of why I liked Ra's character because the environment was so what was it, tribal?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he just sort of embraced it and
Yeah.
like subconsciously, I guess, but he had the stick and he had like the idols and I don't know why.
his name is
so
Ra. Is
Yeah.
that his real name?
No.
They all have
Everyone had
nicknames.
nicknames.
Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
like Ra is like Egyptian
Yeah,
sun
yeah,
god
the
or something.
sun god. Yeah, I think it is the sun god. Yeah. Or
Oh,
Osiris.
that makes sense because Osiris is he's like
He's
the
the god of
eagle,
death,
whatever.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
But that's I just realized. Let's put that together right now. Charlie Sheen, whatever his name, he's got a Ankh. He's wearing an Ankh necklace.
I thought he was wearing a cross.
No, that Ankh is the cross with the rounded top, like a tear-shaped, reverse tear-shaped top.
Oh,
That's
yeah, you're
Ankh.
right,
That's
you're
that's an Egyptian for sun god. I had one when I was a kid.
I didn't know
I was
that.
like really into mythology when I was.
I thought it was Christian.
No,
in
it's
a way.
it's Egyptian.
Like Irish.
It's an Ankh. Onyk or something like that.
O-N-Y-K. Ankh. Ankh. My name's Ankh. I want that.
Oh yeah, ANKH.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
see.
Yeah, I knew it was some weird shit.
That's cool though.
Onyk. What am I thinking of? Onyx. I'm thinking about Pokemon.
Going with Sergeant Barnes after Chris confronted him, he also said another thing that kind of like struck me as weird. He says, what do you all know about death?" And right after I was like, probably a lot. 'Cause they've been through exactly what you've been.
Who
through.
said that? When?
Sergeant Barnes was telling
right,
everyone
right.
that when he just like kicked kicked Chris's ass, or what is it, Charlie
He was
Sheen,
saying
whatever.
Chris.
He got up and he's like, "What do you all know about death?" And I was just like, "What? They've been through exactly what you've been through."
I doubt that they've been exactly because he's got facial scars, bro.
Maybe not as long,
Yeah.
but most of them, they implied in the beginning that most of them were like
In the shit.
Yeah, earned it like for years. Elias, hell, he said that he'd been there for like 3 years.
Here's something. I
Which is
wrote a
awesome.
note that says, "Feel itchy 'cause the buzz." There's all these sounds of like bugs buzzing around, and then they're like swatting them off or
Dude,
whatever.
that was my
That was
first-
a great
that
addition
was-
to the atmosphere.
Yeah,
That was my
like,
first
the
note.
discomfort.
Was the bugs fuck the jungle always fuck it.
Well, that's like what I'm saying. Like I have physical reactions to movies. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm itchy whenever anything like that is happening. Like
They had I
In
don't
any
know
movie.
how they did it, but they really did make it look like those ants were biting Charlie Sheen. I don't know
probably
how
because they
did
put
that.
real fucking ants on it.
Maybe.
This was like
But they were like attached to his skin. I think I saw him picking one off,
They
but
were
like his
probably
skin was still like
doing it. Like they didn't. movies are made a lot differently now when it comes to animals and stuff. I noticed.
I think so. Yeah.
They're for sure, but I noticed that like there's probably definitely real ants. And they probably definitely killed them because fuck, they're ants, right?
Yeah.
But like now they gotta have the ant handler, and they gotta have the ants lawyer, the CGI fucking ants, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Really
but then I noticed there was a scene. There were some pigs in and he like one of them like kind of kicks at the pig, and I was like, whoa, dude, you don't need to kick that pig. He kind of like kid glove kicks him, but like,
and then it
still I was like,
by shotgun. But
yeah, we don't see it doesn't happen in real life, but I mean like.
But I know.
I was like, whoa, that.
Check it.
Would not fucking happen.
PETA.
Probably. Nah, PETA just like, that's an actor. You know what I mean? Like, that animal's an actor, too. You know? And it's a fucking living thing. Don't kick a pig, fool.
Don't kick a pig.
They're smart as shit. Smarter than dogs. Don't eat them.
No, you gotta
Or eat them, whatever, but
you gotta
hang out with them, too.
You gotta eat them.
You gotta eat Arby's.
They do the pig there.
Pigs will eat anything.
That's true.
Wow.
Because they're smart.
Yeah. No, they're not.
I mean, they're not. Fuck.
They're not super smart, but
they're smarter than dogs. And dogs are really fucking smart.
Where was that? I mean, was that...
their brains are bigger than dogs.
An octopi is pretty smart,
Clearly,
too.
because they're giant. What?
Octopi is pretty smart, too.
Yeah, they fucking are.
Yeah.
And they live in the ocean.
So are...
but how smart are they if they can't walk?
It's apples and oranges. I hate that argument that, like,
God.
when people talk about, like, dolphins, like, and they're one of the most intelligent creatures in the world, like, to ever exist. Yeah. But, like, well, they can't talk, and they don't have computers.
No, they can't talk. They just can't talk to us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, it's
I
like...
think,
that's the coolest thing, the fact that if you think about it, dolphins can talk. Is that your poop?
That's my bowels.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's get this back on track.
We'll get back with dolphins after the poo goes away.
We're back.
All right.
We just spent some time going over our tally of quizzes. We have...
Quiz wins.
This is the 24th episode, so out of 23 previous episodes, actually 24 because of the Lost Tootsie episode.
Yeah, the Lost Tootsie. So we're actually
we've only gotten half of those quizzes correct.
Yeah.
Andrew, so far, is losing.
Number third place.
He has not won a quiz.
I've not won one. That'll change fucking today, though.
Maybe so.
Yeah, maybe.
Today.
I would be very happy. I have gotten 4 of the quizzes, and Drew's gotten 8.
8.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What's good?
Tell me what's good, bitch.
In my defense, they pick really obscure movies, and it makes it hard for me.
I don't. He does.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Like
that's a third of them.
Okay.
You've guessed some of mine.
Yeah,
a couple.
I got Dune.
Yeah.
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 All right. So, where are we at?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go.
What movie did we see? Dang,
it's a children's movie about.
No.
The war.
We're not starting over.
Platoon.
Anyway,
I still want to stick with that joke.
I think there was
good. I like.
There was some review of Platoon that I saw that they were talking about its moral ambiguity, and I thought to myself, I was like, if there is moral ambiguity in this movie, then maybe you're not a good person. Because
I think
it's pretty black and white. What is right and wrong in this movie.
Well, it's about people's moral ambiguity. Like
in the situation,
all the different shades of morality are represented. You know what I'm saying?
Which I think is interesting. A lot of films don't really get into that, or stories.
Well, I think it's not. Maybe ambiguity is the wrong word for it, though. I think maybe complacency.
Like, no, ambiguity is definitely true. It's different. People have different concepts of what morality is. Some people, morality isn't even a concept.
Well, clearly, I mean it's
all relative. So
that's right from wrong. That's not like on this issue.
Right, but it's
clear to you.
But it's a person's personal beliefs of what they believe is right and wrong. There is no definitive right and wrong. It's all just what people or society have assigned.
Well, maybe
things.
Okay. Let me put it this way: like
maybe killing is wrong.
I was about to
with
say,
an asterisk.
From a biological standpoint,
it's not wrong. It's just the way of life.
You could argue that the Viet Cong raised the level of aggression to a point where the U.S. American soldiers had no trust. They were forced to scrutinize these innocent villagers. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's an argument. I'm not saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm not making.
We
could
have just not gone.
No, but that is an argument that exists.
Yeah, that they were put in a place where they were so fearful for their own life that they.
the paranoia and the sort of extremes they had to go to ensure
it's extreme fight or flight.
Yeah.
And some people flew and they were still there. They just checked out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the the thing is, what makes the Vietnam War so interesting still is because this is the same way wars are fought now, like where it's a guerrilla force and it's like extremely brutal tactics against like the imperialist nations, which is probably the West in this case, and the fact that we have to now weigh whether or not to let the brutality last and have our own brutality sort of like pursue it, like where we, fucking raid villages. I'm not saying we do this, but we go into villages, we have to fucking find out.
Not saying we don't do this either.
Well, we have to ask people, like, there's obviously Taliban here.
We're like Batman.
We don't know if you are it, but you have to tell us.
And they're the Joker, and we're Batman, and we're trying to find Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we start...
Mercy!
I'm just saying that
everything comes back to Batman.
I'm thinking of the village scene and the fact that we still have to sort of
be horrible,
be just as frustrated,
animalistic, people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the situation we're in.
How are you guys pacifists? How do you feel about things?
What do you mean? You gotta put a scenario. What I can be pacifist about a lot of things. But
okay.
I don't think I have I'm liquid. My stances on things change all the time. So
depending on the environment.
Depending on how I feel that day, what I ate earlier.
Well, you used liquid. I thought your container was
you were going
for.
I am the cup. And my feelings are
you are the cup.
Are the water, yeah.
I see.
Are the liquid.
Okay. Now do you mean about war, I'm guessing? Since we're talking about war.
Yeah, I'm just curious. What?
There's I don't know. I can make myself sound very evil, but when it comes to when it comes to like the modern day conflict, you still I don't want fighting. Like no one wants that. But when, especially with like the recent attack in Brussels and attack in France, and when like horrible things continue to happen, you can't just ignore them. You can't just pretend that, these bad people will just stop tomorrow.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Like, something has to be done, but I don't know what.
Well,
anymore.
I'll tell you what. You have to have faith in the Lord, Andrew.
You're right.
And our God's better than their God.
You're right. You're all right.
Damn right.
So,
you're all right.
Not absolutely the same God or, nothing.
If you pray harder, if you send your money to the, we're going to win.
You're damn right.
Sooner or later, we're all going to be speaking the God's language, English. And
that's true.
Well, along the
lines
of moral ambiguity, my favorite line of the whole movie was at the end when Charlie Sheen was sort of like, I guess it was just him talking to himself, or maybe he was riding home. It was sort of like that monologue when he was in the helicopter. He said, "We went over there and we fought ourselves." Mm-hmm. It was like sort of
fighting each other.
The biggest theme in the whole movie was
that
we fought
is the theme.
It's psychologically.
I mean, that is the primary conflict I would say in this film was not between the two sides of the war. It's an inner conflict.
It's like The Walking Dead, man. The Walking Dead aren't the zombies. They're the freaking people, man. We're The Walking Dead.
Does anybody care about Walking Dead anymore?
There's a new series, man. People fucking care.
It actually makes me sad.
I have friends who I respect that love that show, but I haven't cared in like 5 years about it.
It's a soap opera, dude.
Yeah.
Now it has become.
Guess what happens this week?
That's what makes me sad.
That's all it is.
That's what makes me sad because I really at season 2, Walking Dead was I was like, this can't get any fucking better.
The first season, I thought the short one I thought was amazing.
Yeah. I watched the first season. That's the only thing I ever watched.
The second one had like the really good conflict. It was between Shane and Rick, and it was it flip flopped. Like Shane sometimes was like.
I never liked Shane.
Oh, speaking of Shane,
was so good.
Have you guys seen Daredevil season 2 yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
You
haven't seen season 1, have you?
No, I finished season 1, but
did you have time to watch The Force Awakens?
No, I haven't. No, I've been watching a lot.
Hopefully, I think we should do a Star Wars.
We're going to
next week.
We can next week. All right, we'll see. You can do it without me.
What? No.
I have to see it. Yeah,
I need your opinion.
Just watch it. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Also, 11/22/63, that Stephen King adaptation.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't finish it.
I checked out.
It's only 8 episodes, and you checked
Well,
out.
no, I'm on like episode 6 or 5 or something. It just, I kind of just stopped caring. I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I haven't seen it.
Weird.
That is weird.
Weird.
I'm kind of feeling, but what I'm Daredevil season 2 is also. I'm like, I'm only on to episode 3, I think, but I'm gonna commit. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like Elektra, that character, as much.
Okay, well, I haven't seen any of that yet, so.
Do you remember the movie Elektra with Jennifer Garner?
Oh, yeah.
I remember being so excited
Was that
for that
tied
movie.
to the Daredevil movie?
It was
that came out around
it was
that time?
weirdly supposed to, but it didn't make sense because it came out after.
I'm sure it just happened. They were like, "Hey, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner are dating, so
We
what
could have
if
a
she
Mr. and
was
Mrs.
Electra?"
Smith.
Wait, were they actually dating?
Yeah,
In real
yeah.
life?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I think they
Jennifer?
still are.
Maybe.
Are they not?
I don't know, man.
I'm
Whatever.
pretty sure they still have.
I don't file the tag.
I love celebrity gossip. Let's just do a podcast about that.
Oh yeah.
We can talk like this. We can talk like. No, that's
Oh,
not.
wow,
That's
that's-
not a girl accent.
That's
That, people are not
weird.
going to
We
want to
can
listen
talk
to that.
like this.
Okay.
Like
Anyway,
British.
She's married to Ben Affleck.
I fucking knew it.
Ben Affleck.
What?
Man, dude,
You just-
I
Never mind.
still can't get over all this negative. Have you seen Batman vs Superman yet,
No.
Michael?
There's other
No,
movies.
rise above it because it doesn't fucking matter. You know how much money it made? It hit
I watched
$700 million
a fucking
worldwide.
video today talking about how that movie was such a failure that the DC they're going back and reshooting scenes for Suicide Squad to add more jokes, and they want to have things be fun, more fun in the next movies.
I hate that reactionary.
The biggest complaint
I hate
about
that.
Batman vs Superman is that
it's
it's
too serious.
too dark. Not that it's serious, that it's dark, but
Fuck
it's
whoever
fucking
says that.
Everyone.
Fuck whoever
Haven't
says
you
that.
read Batman? You fucking idiots.
I don't know why they want that movie to be
It's something that other than what it's
supposed
let it
to
be
be.
what it is. Did you see The Dark Knight? That's
what it-
not a
be what
fucking
it
happy
is.
movie.
I know.
What
Like-
it is, man? Like,
Imagine
What
this.
is?
Imagine
What's
the
up?
same criticism for The Dark Knight.
Idiots.
Imagine the
It's
same
because
criticism.
people are all jacked up, like full sugar high on this fucking
On Marvels.
on comic book movies. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
they're just filled with it. They're
Honestly-
just getting butt fucked with comic book movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
this is different than that.
Yeah.
So this, but I'm saying it right here. Like once their plan, they're fully evolved. You see the whole Justice League, you
summation.
see the whole arc, it's going to be a whole other thing, dude. Because there's so much shit in this movie, and people are like, what's that? I don't get it.
Well, this is the thing. Like,
But it's because
imagine-
reading a comic, if you were reading the comic and you read the first issue or the first chapter of an arc and you don't get it, you're not going to be like, that sucked.
This isn't
I
Captain
don't
Underpants.
get it. Yeah,
What
this
the
doesn't
fuck?
fucking... I don't know, man. I'm turning into like a mouth-breathing fucking neckbeard
No,
about this, but I'm so passionate about this shit. And
I
it makes
try
me
to
so
imagine
angry.
like the antithesis. Like if say they were trying to be Marvel and they were trying to be funny and like
Stupid.
super thing, that would be the criticism. They'd be like, all the fucking assholes would be like, oh, why'd they include so many jokes? That's not what Batman
And then they're
is.
going to do that, and then people are going to do that, and then it's like...
That's why fuck.
It's insane
Fuck
that
critics.
these people...
I generally agree with the critical reviews over audience reviews.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that. I mean, I'm not saying I haven't seen this movie, so
The thing about this movie is it's like polarizing. Like people like are like us
Love
about
it,
it,
yeah,
or
yeah.
people are like it's shit, and then the reason they say it's shit is because like because
There's a lot of
Batman could never fight Superman. What's like
That is
it's
dumb.
It's like
Stupid.
Actually, that's
or
something
it's too dark. It's not funny.
I would disagree with that too, because like we said earlier, the moral ambiguity, like the spectrum of decision making that different characters can go through.
Yeah.
That Platoon emphasizes. I think that's the conflict I want to see between Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
Is the way they look at the world is so different.
that.
And
they
also-
painted it.
also-
they told that story.
It's
I
not
loved it.
about
There's
power level.
The
It's not-
R-rated
yeah.
coming out. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean Superman is over 9,000. But the R-rated, the director's cut version is going to be R-rated. So and that's
I
probably
can't-
going to
I can't
flesh
wait
so
for
much
it.
more shit out too. Which fucking I don't know. People hate on Zack Snyder. I just don't
I don't
get it.
understand
I hate
it.
for this
So-
shit to overflow into another podcast. But Jesus,
I'm not really.
I'm making a comic about how angry I am about Batman vs Superman right now.
Well-
For fuck's sake,
I'm
like it's
I'm
obsessive. It's
less
taking over
scared
my
that
life.
this won't continue. Like they'll just cut the series. I'm not scared about that because
I'm scared that they're gonna alter it and it's gonna be shit now. Yeah. And I wish they would just go.
That they're going to listen to the men on the street or the fucking people with like cardboard signs and be like, "It's to be funny," and they'll be like, "Oh shit! Well, I guess we got to make it funny now."
But I feel like isn't it good that like it's
completely different
splitting? Yes. Yeah. It's splitting. That's challenging the audience.
Yeah.
You know, I think there are definitely some not plot holes, but just. Like, Lex Luthor's motivation isn't super explained, but it's like...
But we'll get
because
there.
he's fucking Lex Luthor.
We'll
Shut up.
There.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, oh, I don't get it. Who's Batman? What happened? Why is Batman like this? He's so angry.
Well, I heard both criticisms. I heard the criticism that, we didn't get to learn who Batman was. We're just supposed to accept that he's Batman. And then I heard the opposite from another person I know who was like, another fucking Batman's origin story.
It's just like one of those things like,
fuck off.
Batman has existed
Is there an origin story in this?
It's the first...
It's like
the opening of the movie.
It's like just a montage.
It's like a 3-minute like thing, like, in case you didn't fucking know.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
But it's like...
And then it's over.
It does seem a little unnecessary.
But you got to do that.
It actually
Batman, you know, like hey, here we go.
Without spoiling anything, it is necessary. It lets you.
Sure.
No. It actually there's a plot. It's a plot device.
Oh, okay. Because of mothers.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the things that bother me about movies and the things when people are critical of films I like and they say things like, it's cliched, it's not believable. Mm-hmm. Usually when they say those words, I think I don't care as much about your opinion.
Yeah.
Well, it's
the things that bother me are all about tone, atmosphere, good characters.
You should be able to buy anything if the story is good.
If they can get that atmosphere right, then it's going to work.
And if you're arguing that Batman would never fight Superman, he can't beat him. Shut up because guess what? It's a comic book and fucking anything can happen.
Yeah.
You idiot, fuckhead. Like,
and honestly, it's all about being clever for him. Like that's you know
he's the world's smartest detective.
And also he counted on, and you know, rightfully so, the fact that Superman wasn't gonna fucking like kill him right off the bat.
He played to his Boy Scout nature.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, all right, I got a couple minutes to where this guy's just gonna maybe toss me around, not kill me, because he doesn't do that.
I mean, Batman's had his back broken in comics, fool. Mm-hmm. And then he came back and
he knows.
Killed fools. Not really killed. All right.
I think that will be in the R-rated version. I think there's going to be some Batman.
That is a problem that I had with the movies. Batman killed some motherfuckers.
I don't have a problem.
But not like I just slit your throat. He just like punched the fuck out of them, and they're probably dead. But like, that's fine.
Even more so,
that's
it was
totally fine with me.
The scene where he definitely killed people was when he was in the bat wing.
He shot some stuff, and some stuff exploded.
Well, there were like these guys on machine guns shooting up at him, shot him, and then those while they were on them, those fucking things just exploded.
It's like they're dead. But it's still indirect killings. He didn't shoot them. He shot this other thing, and he's like,
that's true.
Like, I didn't see it happen. That's where he is. He doesn't give a fuck.
I think that's where his compass lies right now.
But he
I
also
think that's totally acceptable.
I think we've done a good 10 minutes on the movie again.
I could do 9 hours, so
I think we're time for...
You guys ready for this shit?
Wait, what? For what is it?
The quiz. That's a new sound effect. Different sound, whatever.
I guess we are there then. Never mind.
All right, it's my pick.
All right, let's get there.
Drew's pick.
Sophie's choice.
Okay. All right, this is
I love
this movie.
We should call the quiz Sophie's.
No, that's a dumb joke. It's a dumb joke.
I've said it enough to where he said it before me.
All right, this is a 2013 drama, fantasy, sci-fi film.
Okay.
Wait. Say that again. 2001.
1-3.
Okay.
21-3. Drama, fantasy, sci-fi. Okay.
Oh shit.
Let's look at the trivia. I'm just using
Star Trek?
IMDb. Let me do some. This.
I wish I could ask about the obscurity level ahead of time. That's what I would ask. Is like on a scale from 1 to 10.
It was released in theaters for sure. It's a director you guys are very familiar with.
Okay.
You know the director.
Okay.
This movie is in your fucking alley.
Attack the Block.
Yes.
I picked Platoon.
Let's see. Okay, an actor from... I'm just like pulling these out of my ass real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell.
An actor from multiple Quentin Tarantino movies is the lead.
It's the lead.
I'll give you that.
James Bond?
No, not James Bond. The director, do you want to know who the director is?
Yes.
Sure.
It's, you're going to get it. Somebody should get this.
Okay.
It's Terry Gilliam.
Then I won't get it. I know
wait,
you told me
is
this
it,
movie, but I forgot.
It's the Zero Theorem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I've seen this.
I forgot the
Oh,
title
really?
of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Have you guys? Have you seen
I
it?
haven't
seen it.
I haven't seen
Okay.
it. I haven't seen it.
All right.
Damn.
Awesome.
Well, somebody got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terry
That's
Gilliam.
That's
shit.
not too obscure, right?
No, that's not. And it
For
is
you guys, I feel like
it's
not.
one that I'm disappointed more people didn't see. I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of like,
I didn't
it was
hear.
like under the rug.
I didn't hear
for
a
that.
lot about it. I remember seeing it the trailer.
For those of you who can't see, Michael is doing
Pantomiming as if he were like a plastic cat
or like a baby going
that's
under
sliding under a rug.
Head
an
first.
invisible rug.
Plastic.
I don't know why plastic. I just feel like you're not a real cat when you're doing this. I don't know.
not a real cat.
Just like a toy cat, like a living toy cat. That's like you know one of those the luck cats with the one arm.
Yeah.
He's that, and he's sliding under.
No, actually, picture you having swimming what do you call them on the feet?
Flippers?
Flippers, yeah. You have those on your hands though, and you're going
Okay.
under a rug, like very smoothly. There's no abrupt change.
Like I'm actually totally still, but sliding forward very
Exactly.
slowly.
Yeah, because you got like little feet on your belly that they can't
Like
see.
a snail.
Yeah.
No, like 50 baby feet on your chest.
But not like mini, like
Yeah, tiny ones.
microscopic
No, they're
babies.
just
Yeah.
toes. Tiny
Yeah.
toes.
It's a sound of toes.
Oh god, that would be a good what was it? What would you call it? Not villain, but like monster,
Just creature.
Creature in like a horror movie.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen The Thing? I just watched that recently.
I love that
love
fucking
Yeah.
movie.
Not a long time.
You
but
like,
yeah.
That's a scary movie.
I know, but
you like it.
But I saw enough of the artistry on it, like in like little
Yeah.
clips on YouTube, and I was like, "Fuck, that looks awesome."
That
I gotta
Drew
see it.
Struzan poster,
Yeah.
finding out that he hadn't seen the movie.
Yeah, he hadn't seen
didn't
the
know
thing.
anything about the movie.
Yeah.
And he got like a quick summation of something that
That's
was really
awesome.
obscure.
I didn't know
And
that.
that's
why
such an
it's so,
iconic image.
That's why
too.
it's so you don't know,
I
it's just a
actually-
light coming out of this guy's
Man,
jacket.
and that's one of the coolest. That's probably one of the best posters
That's
of all time.
one of my favorite
Classic.
monster
Oh, yeah.
movies because I feel like the characters in it are acting rationally.
yeah, yeah.
For the whole time, one of the notes I had, I take notes on all the movies I watch now.
Yeah,
Nice. It's
The-
infected.
no group of people has ever been better prepared for this outbreak. Like these guys have flamethrowers, they
they
have
still
guns.
fuck up.
Oh, and
They
they
know
have,
how to use them.
They
They're
also
not-
have not medical, scientific equipment to
Yeah,
test whether or not.
there's doctors there to help treat injuries and
yeah.
stuff. Like they
But it's
are
still
so
fucked
well equipped, but they can't win. It's awesome.
Now, I always think
Actually, maybe they do kind of win because they.
I actually saw a theory. I watched a stupid YouTube video that was 12 fan theories that
fucking
blah blah blah.
videos.
Well, then there was one that was the thing at the end. It's Kurt Russell and Keith David actually. They're the last two, and they say the idea is that you don't know which one of them is a thing, or maybe neither of them are.
Oh shit!
The idea is that Keith David's character is the thing because he's drinking something alcohol, but the thought is that it's not actually alcohol, it's a Molotov cocktail from earlier in the movie with just gasoline. He's drinking it and he has no idea.
Oh, he's
just
I see.
miming a human.
Yeah.
It's just a whatever
You know what?
theory.
That's
That's
cool.
not-
That's
But it's cool.
theory.
It's one of those
Cool theory.
endings
cool,
that
man.
is open-ended, you know.
Now, is
Yeah.
it,
But there is another, real quick, there's another theory on that ended up being true, and it's
what do you mean ended up being true? Did
there were two
director
at the end. One of them
confirm
was the director. One
Okay.
of them was Tarantino's universes and how they're connected,
I see,
and
yeah,
Kill
yeah.
Bill.
Yeah.
And another movie would be movies that their characters are watching. There's his universe, and then there's a movie universe within
No,
that
I've heard
universe.
about that.
That's
that
which is
cool.
It's like the timeline from our history and
Yeah.
the Tarantino history
Actually, I
split.
think you've mentioned this before, yeah.
When Inglourious Bastards, when World War II ended the way Inglourious Bastards tells it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it led to a society that embraces hyper-violence.
Yeah.
So that's the movies they make too. So when
Yeah.
Kill Bill is super ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the movie for him. But that was the other one was that RoboCop is Jesus, And basically,
I love RoboCop.
If you watch the movie, like,
I've seen RoboCop like 100 times.
Fucking RoboCops. When I was a kid, I was like, I played RoboCop. Like, holy shit.
I loved the design of him, but I never seen the movie. Like, I should say.
It's good.
Yeah, great. It's basically the Jesus story, though. It's a guy who is, like, trying to be a good cop or whatever, and then gets killed, and then comes back as fucking RoboCop and is, like, the savior of humanity.
Yeah,
and
but he kills people.
Well, but the director said, like, or the writer, whoever, said that, like, that's not a coincidence. Like, he was basically just inspired by that.
I see.
Like,
I see what you mean.
Revenge. Not even revenge, but just like
it ends up with him fighting against a corporation that represents like greed and all things that are like evil and human nature. Yeah.
Well, let's just put it.
Right.
Let's just say that.
What did he say?
This is a very.
Oh yeah. He's like the criminal guy.
Yeah.
It's a very bedrock theme, though.
Sure, but
maybe due to the Bible, but like it's
Yeah, it's a common.
You can do the same Jesus story.
I mean,
in like
Harry Potter.
1,000. Exactly. I mean, just
fucking Jesus, son. Spawn is kind of Jesus.
You can call anyone who comes back from the dead Jesus, basically. You can call Jesus.
You can call Jesus
because according to certain historians, there were already resurrection stories and virgin birth stories way before the Bible. So
that story is based on Star Movement and A Way to Tell Time.
What do you mean?
The December 25th is the first day of the year.
Oh, you mean the dates they choose?
It was measurable that the days are getting longer. 3 days after the solstice. So awesome. Jesus was dead for 3 days.
Obviously, not the anecdotes in the story are not supposed to be a way of telling.
I
get what you mean with like the numbers and the actual dates.
They would write these stories, these mythology, to help pass along information. And
kind of like the podcast.
Word of mouth stories.
Yeah, we're just trying to help out the future generations.
Yeah,
right.
Hairclub's a new religion. That's what I heard.
It's
the Hair Club for Jesus.
The movie's gonna be good if you can tell the story verbally. If you can't tell it verbally,
really,
it's not a good story.
Movies, 'cause it's
Einstein said, "You don't really know anything until you can explain it to a 5-year-old."
You never know a thing until you can smell it.
That's true.
I think that's what he said.
You never really know a person until you smell them.
Yeah.
Said every dog.